Hello, San Diego readers. It's a real pleasure to be here with you at The Reader, your guide to the best of San Diego. I'm Laurence Colletti, guest host and longtime podcaster. And for those out there who don't know who I am, and I'm sure there's more than a few, my beat was covering the legal profession for a little over 11 years with a little bit of elements into true crime, mostly centered around the work being done at Innocence Projects, including one here in San Diego called the Innocence Center. But today, I'm very happy to be reporting. We have some fun upcoming events being reported here on The Reader, one of which was founded by my good friend Eyga Mojus. And of course, that means we're talking about San Diego Swim Week. And so we must first welcome our guest. Welcome to the show, Eyga.
Hello, San Diego readers. How's it going?
How are you? It's been too long. It's good to see you.
I've been good. Just planning these events,
Planning these events. I know it's a lot. It's a big, heavy haul. You got a whole year's worth of work to do and basically just get it done within a week. So how's the stress level? Stress level's okay?
The stress level is up there, but we won't talk about it.
Okay, we won't talk about that. But we do. We have
it's going to make me more nervous.
I don't want to make you nervous. No. Eyga and I go way back. Actually, we're here at the WeWork studios here. And this is actually where we met at WeWork. And so
that's true.
Eyga, she comes in. She's very, as you can tell, she's very fashionable. She kind of comes. Eyga doesn't walk in. She floats in. She comes floating in the middle of the night. And she's working, kind of a night owl. And I'm studying. And I'm looking over at this gal, very well dressed, looking at fashion and everything. And so I strike up a conversation. I actually ask her to watch my computer while I go downstairs and get a burrito. And surprisingly, she said yes. So yes. I knew we were going to be friends. But speaking of friends, you have a couple of guests in here in studio with us. So who did you bring in with us?
I brought Nai, my assistant, and then Destiny, my assistant director.
Okay, awesome. And how do you guys like working for Eyga so far? Okay, got to say that in front of the boss, right?
No, they've been so great and very helpful. So
awesome. Well, I understand we got a bunch of upcoming dates. We just went through, there was a wellness event. And so before we get into the history of Swim Week and what's going to unfold, just tell us about some of the upcoming dates.
So our first event was actually yesterday, our wellness day. It was hosted at Equinox, downtown San Diego. We had about, 60 models arrive and kind of be a part of the experience. I started that program or added that additional part in there 4 years ago. Just because, I know, as an entrepreneur, sometimes you forget to put yourself first. And then sometimes you're all in your head. So therefore, you have to step back, remind yourself that hey, take care of me. Otherwise, you'll get sick after the show. So that's the reason why I started the Wellness Day. And it's kind of been continuing on for the past 4 years. And I love that aspect of it.
Awesome. Well, I understand it was a bit of a journey getting San Diego Swim Week going. You started, of course, unfortunately, in the middle of the pandemic. But there's a history that I think it's an important part to tell, as a part of Swim Week. You're an immigrant to this country.
Yes.
You were born in South Sudan, and you and your family moved here to San Diego. You got into pageantry. You got into modeling. But walk us through that part of the journey and what inspired you to start your own fashion show, San Diego Swim Week.
So I would say, my family and I migrated to the U.S. when I was 12 years old. We left due to the Civil War. We kind of fled to Egypt. And then after that, after 2 years, the U.S. opened the door for us. And then we came straight to San Diego. I've always called it the lottery pick. Just coming here and then growing up, not knowing how to read and write, coming to the U.S. as a 12-year-old. I don't know. It was a journey. And I don't know. It's led me to being in the pageant world. I was getting recruited to do modeling, beauty pageants, but I think I liked it doing pageantry more just because I love the swimsuit portion, but then the whole experience of being with other 70 girls. I competed internationally and locally as well. I was Miss Bel Air USA. I was Miss South Sudan USA. And then I got the big call to represent my country, South Sudan, in Miss Grand International. I placed top 10 out of 77 girls. The experience was great. I came back. I was asked to become a director for the local pageant, for the grand pageants. And I did that for a couple of years. Then I kind of got tired of doing pageantry. And I realized I wanted something of my own. I didn't want to buy into a franchise system. So I started thinking about what I loved, and it was swimsuit. I already wrote in my journal some of the things I wanted to do, and I realized I already accomplished half of them. The only thing that was left was Swim Week. And the process just kind of started during the pandemic. I had a whole lot of time to myself. And I reached out to a few people, pitched them the idea, and they loved it. And then it just kind of rolled from there. The first event, we actually had it in 2021. We were just kind of waiting for the mandates to be lifted. Otherwise, we were going to do it live. We already told the designers and models, like, just to be like, is it on standby? But then luckily the mandates are all lifted and the event pulled through. We had 250 guests. It was such an amazing event. 12 local designers that supported us. Well, not local. We actually had some from Miami, different states, Texas, that come join us for that event. So, and then it just kind of picked up from there.
So now we're in year 6, and as I understand it, each year has its own theme. I think last year was jet setting. I saw some of the pictures, pretty cool. But I think this year's got a whole nother theme. So what's this year's theme?
This year's theme is called, what is it? Anchored by Style.
Anchored by Style, something I've never heard of, style. So
this year the theme is we want everyone to wear all white.
All white.
We have 13 or 14 designers that are going to be showcasing with us this year. Few are local, few are coming from out of state. We're kind of happy to have them be a part of San Diego Swim Week. It's going to be at the Broadway Pier. The doors open at 2. The first runway starts at 3.
And I understand you have some special models here. So we have some cancer survivors that are going to be modeling this year. So tell us how that came to be.
Usually we recruit designers to be a part of our event, and their story was very particularly special. I would say I did lose my aunt to cancer a couple of years back.
Oh,
so then when I read their bio and what they stand for, I wanted to have them be a part of the show. So I'm excited to see what they got going on or where they're going to showcase. All the models are going to be cancer survivors. So it's kind of cool to see that.
So all the models, not just from one designer?
Well, just for their portion.
Okay.
Yeah, because all the different designers get to select different models.
Well, so that brings me to my next question. That you painstakingly pick the designers, and I've been to a couple of your shows in the past, and so there's all wildly different designs, in terms of swimwear, and you have models of all different shapes and sizes, and I know that was a very important thing to you, talking about making everybody feel beautiful and comfortable in their self at the beach, and anytime you're wearing a bathing suit. And so, tell us how you select the models, because I understand that you have some people from Netflix specials, and you've got some people from our backyard. So how does that all work out?
We get them all. I would say we put out a casting call, or some reach out to us. This year, I do have my model coordinator, Tiara. She's helped manage that aspect of the show. It helps me tremendously not to focus on that area. The process is mainly done by her.
Okay.
So we kind of filter the first round of selection, and then we move forward with sending all those who made it to the first round to the designers. Then the designers get to make the final call on who they want to be on the show. And then we do have a brand ambassador programs where we get influencers, I would say boys and girls from all these dating shows that join us, because most of the shows nowadays are like wearing bikini or bathing suits. So it's kind of nice to have them be a part of the show and join the experience and add to it.
Well, some people say no bucks, no Buck Rogers. And so, of course, sponsors are very important. And you briefly mentioned that. Well, it means you can't launch a rocket without dollars, right? So that's what they used to say back during the space race. But similar to the space race, you're launching a business, and, you've made it to the 6th year. You made it through the pandemic, one of the worst times to launch a business in the history of mankind. But you have sponsors. They've supported you. So tell us a little bit about your sponsors and how do they help you?
I would say we work with so many different sponsors. Some, of course, help us to providing products, providing space, or some locals, like law firms, they put in money to be a part of our show. So that kind of helps us be a part of it. Someone that has supported us for the past 4 years, I believe, Attorney King.
Attorney King.
Yeah, he's been a huge help in putting on the show. No, I just love this industry and just kind of growing it bit by bit.
All right. So what's your favorite thing about this year? The thing that you're looking most forward to people seeing for the very first time?
This year, I think 2 things. The venue, Broadway Pier. I've always wanted to do a show right by the water. So this year kind of happens. So I'm excited about that. 2, I would say the second thing I am looking forward to this year is just seeing all the designers showcase their products, because each individual designer has a whole different theme than the next. And that's always kind of fun to see. I'm someone who loves collecting swimsuit. So it's always fun just seeing all the different bathing suits that you could possibly see. And of course, I like to buy them or I get gifted swimsuit. So that's one of the second reason too.
And because we're with the San Diego Reader, there's some people out there in San Diego looking for something to do this week and coming up on the weekend. And so if they buy tickets, Eyga, what can they expect to see? I know there's an industry event. I know there's a runway day. I know there's an after party of some sort. So walk us through some of those fun events.
So all the events that are coming up, we're excited about. The first one is our Summer Gala. It's going to be at the Skybox in downtown San Diego. This event is sponsored by Coastal Casino and Entertainment and Harnia Sushi. And also all the wine will be provided by Sylvia Sellers. We're excited to have him back again for the third year. Your ticket includes all those items, food, drinks, all included. And of course, you're going to make a difference. When you buy a ticket, some of the proceeds will go towards the Rising Community Star. The Rising Star community. They help kids get into sports. They provide them the training that they need, shoes, whatever products that they need to be successful in any of the sports that they want to take on.
Oh, that's awesome. So not only are you helping people feel more comfortable at the beach, but you're bringing some charitable causes to bear here and raising some money for everybody.
Yes, it's fun. A win is a win. And the second event is going to be our main runway show, Anchored by the Style. It's an all-white event. The ticket as well, the proceeds go towards the Rising Star community. This is going to be our 6th year doing this event, so we're excited about it. We have 14 designers showcasing, so I'm looking forward to all what they're going to showcase. And for day 3, we have our sip and shop. You can come join us and network and buy all the products off the runway and kind of mingle with the designers. And then we do have a couple of runways awards for some of the designers. One is Impact, and then the one who put on the best show that day. So that's our closing event for the weekend, which is our sip and shop. And then we plan for next year.
All right, I have one more question for you, Eyga, and thank you so much for sharing part of your day with us. But San Diego readers out there, they're going to want to, buy some tickets or want to come and participate. How do they find you?
I would say you could either find us our Instagram, SD Swim Week, or our website, sandiegoswimweek.com. Our ticket platform is through Pilot. We've partnered with them for the past 2 years. You can find tickets there and buy a ticket, join us. It's going to be a fun event. If you love swimsuit fashion, this is the place to be.
Well, Eyga, thank you so much for joining us. It was wonderful to see you again.
Laurence, thank you for having me. My team and I are excited to be here. And thanks to your readers, San Diego readers, for allowing us to be here.
And thank you, San Diego readers, for tuning in. I hope we'll see you at Swim Week this year. The reader's going to be there. We're going to be there on Saturday, the 8th, for the runway portion. Yeah. We're going to be covering the event. We're going to be meeting people in the industry. We're going to be taking lots of pictures. So if you see us, come down and introduce yourselves to us. We'd love to talk with you. We're looking forward to it. Well, that's all the time we have for today. This has been Laurence Colletti, and that's a wrap for this installment of the San Diego Reader, your guide to the best of San Diego.